So a lot of you would have experienced the cups. Now, we've got your 3 or your 4 different sizes here. How cups really started originally, they used to use horns, animal horns, and they would have the tip off them, and what they would do is put it over an abscess, or like back then they didn't have needles to get rubbish out, or splinters in under skin, so they'd put it over the problem, and the hole out of the top of the actual horn, they would suck it and therefore suck the boil to the top, and then with the cherry or a berry in their mouth, they would have chewed it, and then they'd push that back in with their tongue, and that would suck still. So how they actually work is that suction. And how I use them is putting the flame inside to take the oxygen out and help them stick on. So a lot of you have most probably had the cupping done, but most probably have never ever seen it. So you're going to get a chance to see it today. Cupping can be done with general cups. You know how, like, my normal glass cup over there. Originally they would have used jars or cups. They didn't have these fancy ones. These were a bit heavier. Also, they would have used leeches, had the leech on the problem and then put it over. But the purpose of it is to get the blood and energy to the surface, but also to clear any bruising or stuckness. Cupping's often used for tight muscles as well. But today we're going to use it in the cold and flu because it gets the virus in out of the skin layer. And you'll see that I won't be leaving them there like you would with a normal muscular problem. I'll be putting them up and down. And you can use them as a sliding cup, and that's different again. What else? With coconuts have been used as well, because they'd cut them and use them. You use what you can when you've got, you don't always have glass around. Coconut emu eggs, I've heard of emu eggs being used. I heard of one fellow, he'd had a really bad horse, he'd come off a horse quite badly and damaged himself, and there was no doctors close or handy or around, and they actually put the leeches on his body where the pain or the problems were, and then put about 6 different cups around, and he could walk the next day. So it's a great tool for drawing out, and the leaching would bring out the actual blood, and you can do bloodletting, but we're not going to do that today. You would have been disappointed. But so our purpose is more for colds and flus today, but can be used for muscular problems, viruses generally, and tummy stuff, upset tummies. I use it a lot for children as well. When they get upset tummies, it's a great way of treating children with the cups, and obviously I'd be using little ones with them. And depending on where you're putting it on the body, what size you would use. And so they're the key things. The only other thing with the cups is once you've been using them or have used them, sometimes people will come out black and blue where the cups are. And that's, remember, is congestion in the body. It's bringing out the congestion, but it's also the blood is stuck energy, and that's what you're clearing and loosening. I had a fellow with a bad shoulder. He'd had a skiing accident for years, from years past I should say, and never had really any treatment on it, and when I treated him he still came out black and blue. And other people who were smokers, they mightn't have smoked for 20 years, you did the cupping and it drew out the toxins. So, and I could still smell the cigarette smoke when I took the cup off, because I said, I didn't think you smoked. And he said, yeah, I did 20 years ago. So remember, your body never lies. It keeps telling stories all the time. So what we do to it now, it will come back later if we don't do something about it to help clear it. So they're a great detoxifier.